Well, my name is Dickey, and I am the founder and lead strategist of the Resource Guild. And the Resource Guild is a 360-degree brand management and strategy consulting agency. So just imagine if Olivia Pope and Chris Paul got married and had a baby. That'd be me. I do that for huge businesses like Ferrari and Maserati and Miller Coors and Hennessy, but I also work with small businesses, and I help entrepreneurs get to where they're trying to go through the disciplines of public relations, branding, advertising, consumer engagement. We do celebrity procurement, we do sponsorship procurement, and basically we're a 360. Basically anything you need, we'll be able to get it done. For me, like legacy and lineage are things that really kind of sit on my shoulders a lot, because my grandfather was one of the first black doctors here. He's one of the first black men to run for office here. He was a part of he was one of the doctors that led to the integration of Wilmington's federal hospital. His name is Daniel Carter Roan. He was also really an instrumental figure here as it relates to galvanizing the civil rights movement and stuff like that. Me as a student, I was the Sultan of Mischief, but I was the kid that would have, my grades were always pretty cool, but my behavior was always like definitely, and I wasn't like a bad, like evil, mean-spirited kid. I was a kid that kept the laughing and the spitball in the air and that kind of thing. I was that kid. But it was also something that taught me a lot now looking back on leadership and who I am as a leader, because my teachers would always tell my parents, like Daniel basically kind of runs our classroom. Like if he's behaving, then the rest of the class is gonna behave. If he's misbehaving, the rest of the class is gonna misbehave. As I look back and think about how I'm like winning leadership awards and stuff like that, and I guess those are the foundations of my leadership. I was leading kids into dismay. Like I've always known who I am, and I've always known whose I am. And so for me, it's just figuring out where I add to the legacy of my family, like where I contribute, how do I move it forward, for the next generations.
What would be the best advice you would give people out here in Wilmington who are trying to build brands and trying to get out there just like you have already done? So what's kind of your advice?
Well, I think first and foremost, as it relates to the word brand, is like really starting to buzz now. Oh, I'm a brand, everybody's a brand, and it's really a fact though. You are a brand. Every single human being is a brand, because there's things that are going to be said about you when you're not around. And if those things aren't favorable, then that could be the reason why you don't get opportunities. That could be the reason why you don't progress in your career. So always take your personal brand seriously. Now, a lot of times with social media, people are making a lot of erroneous decisions there on how they conduct themselves on social media, when social media now it's your real resume. It's your first job interview before you actually even sit down with an employer. If it's all over the place, their language is all over the place, what they're up to is all over the place, and I'm not gonna hire that person. So I would say think before you post, and think before you do anything. I think that people are so free-flowing nowadays, and they aren't taking accountability for how their decisions impact their life and in the lives of others. Number two, I don't think that people should invest a lot of time and energy into anything that they're not passionate about.